So I have a problem, and I honestly need your help with this. So we are going to get to the unboxing video portion of things, but problems first. Do your chores first, then you can go outside and play and have fun. So chores first. I am almost out of boxes. Here's where we stand. I think I have about, after this box, I have 2 more in the pipeline that I'll get from CGC, and don't expect the first shipments back from PSA until towards the end of the year. I like to do an unboxing video a week if I got the boxes and if I got time to do the video. Not going to happen. So I've got what? Like 20 weeks until I'm probably going to start getting shipments on the regular from PSA. And I got 3 more boxes in the pipeline, including the one sitting in my lap here. So this is the problem. What do you want to see me talk about on this YouTube channel? Now, I can do episodes of raw dogging, which is where I show you which, my raw issues before I send them into PSA. I can do pressing unboxing videos, which is a regular series here on this channel. What else do you want? So if you're watching this video, I don't care if you think it's a stupid idea. I don't care if you think no one else wants to see it because you want to see it, whatever. If you're watching this video, put something in the comment. Just give me anything, any idea on something that I can do that's either a one-off video. Better would be something that would be a series of videos that I can use to put content out on this YouTube channel while I'm waiting for boxes to come back from PSA. So please do that. Now let's talk about this box. I have a copy of Newsweek with a massive athlete's first cover appearance. That's going to be awesome. I got more wrestling. The more wrestling magazines I get graded, the more I want to send even more off to get graded. So we're going to take a look at that. I have a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue from probably, I don't want to say she was the first supermodel. It may not be fair, but man, she was like, when supermodels became big, she was top dog. So we'll take a look at that. I have a Michael Jordan Sports Illustrated that has a chance, tiny chance at 9.8. So I got the 9.8 button. We'll have a party we'll have a big party if this happens. And then we're going to wrap it up with a Slam metal cover. I will give you the lowdown on what Slam metal is and why collectors, just absolutely love them. So let's dig into this box. You know the rules. I know exactly what these issues are, but I have no idea what the grades are, so you get my live reaction right here on this video. Sending a lot into PSA. You get the question, Jim, are you done with CGC? Are you just sending into PSA? What are you doing? What's your plan? Here's my plan. I'm gonna try out PSA. Yep, these gotta make sure they're backwards. Now, I think PSA is gonna do a great job, but I'm a bit of a prove it kind of guy. Prove it. Okay, sounds like you're gonna do a good job, but prove it to me. So yeah, I'm gonna send a ton of stuff into PSA, and I'm gonna test them out and see how they do, and then let the best grading company win. So right now, I've kind of got my sights down. I know what CGC is. I got tons of data, tons of experience with CGC. I know what CGC is. I think I know what PSA is gonna be, but I'm not 100% yet. So you just gotta find out. Look. If anybody tells you they know exactly what's going to happen, where the market's going, who's going to be grading with who in the future, they are wrong. We have no idea. And here's the thing. Because we're not getting issues back until toward the end of the year, as far as pricing goes, there's going to be a honeymoon in the market. We're seeing it because some comics slabbed in PSA are coming back into the market. And for right now, they're selling more than the exact same issue, same grade as CGC. It's because PSA is the new hot, shiny toy, so people will pay a premium for it. Does that continue? We don't know. Will that happen in sports magazines? Probably. There's probably going to be a honeymoon period where no matter what, people will pay a premium for PSA because it's the new shiny toy. So my point in telling you all of this, I expect, especially from a pricing and market standpoint, 12 to 18 months before we have a good idea as to what's going on. So sit tight. It's all good. We're going to have a ton of fun in the meantime. The answers will come down the road, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not make any ridiculous, wild predictions based off tiny, limited info. I know that's what YouTube and social media loves to do. Take a little bit of info, turn it into a big hot take for clicks. Not going to get that here. I'm going to give you the real honest truth. And the truth is, I'm already going to the water. This is bad. This is a bad sign that I'm this worked up to start. Okay, 5 slabs, all modern. Let's see what we got. Get started off with number 1. Two of these have a shot at 9.8. Both of them are very tiny chance at 9.8. Yep, right in line with what I projected. 9.4, so this is the Celtics Green Metal Slam. This came out on August 2024. There are 7 at 9.8. There are 4 at 9.6. There's now 2 at 9.4. Projected this at 9.4. I want to get that light on there so you can see that. You can see this is the green metal. So, if you're kind of new to this hobby, let's talk about Slam Metal. So this is a serial numbered limited edition series that Slam does for a lot of their pieces. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll produce a base issue that will look like this, and then they'll produce a metal version, which will have some sort of color on it. And this one, it's green for the Celtics, and it's all shiny. They are all serial numbered. Now, this green metal was out of 180, if you can see that right there. This is 104. So this is numbered 104 out of 180. This green metal is not normal. They did it because the Celtics won the championship, so it was a special thing. What they normally do is they will release a gold metal numbered to 94. Sometimes they will also release what's called an orange metal. Now, what's interesting about orange metal is we don't know. They're serial numbered, but we don't know. Basically, they put it up for sale for 48 hours, and however many they sell, that's how many they produce. So if they sell 15 of them, it'll be numbered 1 through 15. If they sell 1,500 of them, it'll be numbered 1 through 1,500. I think one of the Caitlin Clark orange metals sold, I think they sold like 800 or 900 copies of that. So it was numbered to that, to 800 or 900, however many they sold. Very cool, very interesting. You know, there are 2 magazine publishers out there right now that are doing things that cater to collectibles. It's not Time Magazine, it's not Sports Illustrated, it's not Newsweek. Slam is definitely one of them. They've done a great job catering to collectors, and I know that their leadership team they're collectors themselves. They're very collector focused, so I expect them to even do more interesting things going forward. The other one, oddly enough, PSA the magazine. If you didn't know, to submit collectibles to get graded to PSA, you have to join their club. And if you join their club, you automatically get a monthly magazine that shows up in the mail. Well, those are starting to be really collectible. And what's awesome at what PSA is doing is they're randomly inserting serial numbered issues. So you'll have a base issue, but then I've seen some of them, I think, are going to the thousands. Like I think there was one that was like, 1,000 people will receive this slightly different variant, and it'll be serial numbered. But then they go down. I've seen one of 200s. I think I've seen one of 100s, and I know they've done one of 1s. Very smart on PSA's part to kind of create that serial number scarcity, something for people to kind of find and shoot for. But those are the two publications that are really catering with current product to collectors. Slam Magazine right here, and PSA the magazine. Not bad. I'll take that. Slam Magazine. You've heard me say this a million times. Slam Metal. Very condition sensitive. Very difficult to get 9.8s when you buy those. It's just just because of the way it's constructed. Okay, next up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all right, next up. Okay, again, these were the 2 that I had. I knew they were long shots at 9.8, but they both ended up being spot on with my projections. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, The Last Stand, came out on June 8th, 1998. There are 10 graded at 9.8. I do own one of those. Actually, I might own 2 of those. I need to check. I know I own at least one of those. There are 4 at 9.6. There are now, I'm sorry. Scratch that, start over, pretend that didn't happen. Pop reports for this issue. There are 10 at 9.8. I own one of those, maybe 2. There are 24 at 9.6, and there are now 21 at this 9.4. Projected this at 9.4, so I'll take that all day long. Projections are fine. I've ranted about this before, and I don't care. The Last Stand? Really? Sports Illustrated? This is what's sometimes so frustrating about Sports Illustrated, especially when it relates to their headlines. Even back in 1998, the media and the team were talking about how this was the end of the run for the Bulls, and they were calling it The Last dance. And Phil Jackson in the documentary, he had documents printed up that said The Last Dance. Media was talking about The Last Dance. Players talking about The Last Dance. And so when it's time to produce a Sports Illustrated and talk about that and give it a headline, how did that go? Like the meeting, like in the Sports Illustrated conference room. So we got Jordan and Pippen on the cover this week. We need a headline for it. Anybody got any ideas? They're calling this The Last Dance. Yeah, Johnson, you've got your hand raised. Yeah, what? How about we call it The Last Stand? Perfect, Johnson, you're promoted. Get it on there, get it to print. I don't understand it. So I hate the headline because it doesn't match with everything else. It's The Last Dance. But for some reason, Sports Illustrated decided to call it The Last Stand. Now, I could bore you with details and stats about how Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. Those Chicago Bulls teams were the greatest teams of all time. You've heard me do that again. But I'm not going to bore you with all of that information. Instead, I will prove it to you with Michael Jordan highlights.
Jordan for the win. Yes! I did it again! Over the foul limit. We're down to 5. Jordan putting moves on Russell. We're down to 2. Now to 1. Here's Jordan. Yes! It is all over. The Chicago Bulls have won at the buzzer in Game 1 of the best of 7 on a jump shot by Michael Jordan. Along with Michael Jordan. The inbounds a card right to Jordan. Time winding down. Michael for 3. Yeah! 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 Yes! 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 A winner! Unbelievable!
He looks. He gives to Jordan. Jordan to the circle. Puts the shot in the air. Good! The game's over. And the Bulls have...
5 seconds. Jordan on the drive. Right in the lane. 18 players. Yeah! Yeah! Jordan driving. He'll go for it. Yeah, he got it! He got it! 3 seconds. Jordan forced up shot to left. Oh, yes! Win. Michael Jordan saves the day.
This have to come. 2.5 seconds. Jordan again. Hey, this have to come. He done it again. Almost from the same spot.
Jordan with 2 seconds left. Jordan to win.
To win it at the buzzer. Jordan has it. Top of the key. Moves up at the buzzer. He did it again.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Who knows what will unfold in the next several months, but that may have been the last shot Michael Jordan will ever take in the NBA.
Come at me. You want to tell me Jordan's not the greatest of all time? Let's bring it. I will argue with strangers in the checkout line of the grocery store that Jordan is the greatest of all time. I'm happy to do it right here. I'm pretty happy with that 9.4. Jordan, Pippen, Last Dance. Okay. Not bad. Nailing all my projections. I'll take it. Of course, I'd love to, exceed some projections. I'll take that too. But gotta be happy when you do projections and you get them right. Okay, next up. Scoot over, center my shot here a little better. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it. Definitely take it. I'm sorry. It took me a minute to process that and everything I was seeing. Joe Montana, first Newsweek cover appearance. It says first Joe Montana and first Ken Anderson cover. That's Ken Anderson from the Bengals right there. Came out on January 25th, 1982. There is one at 9.2. That is the top pop. There's actually 2 at 9.2. I do own one of those 2. And after that, there's 2 at 9.2. And then you got your boy right there. My 8.5 sitting in my hand. There are 2 at 8.0. There are 4 at 7.5. Had projected this at 8.0, so beat the projection on that. Very happy about this. This kind of picture there with the 2 wearing their helmets facing each other, it reminds me of For a long time, Monday Night Football had this great intro where they were doing the build-up of the teams, and we've got the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals tonight on Monday Night Football, and the helmets would come down from the shot, and then they would crash into each other, and the music would start. And by the way, I still get chills every time I hear that music. I'm a grown man. I'm over 50. I still get, when I hear bum 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 bum, that's like, it's like a switch goes off, and I'm like, oh, let's go. It's time. Rock and roll. Monday Night Football. Issue came out previewing Super Bowl 16, which was played at the Pontiac Silverdome outside of Detroit. By the way, 1982. You're the NFL, and you're like, where are we playing the Super Bowl this year? So they get it whittled down to 8 different cities that were considered to be host of the Super Bowl. I know Seattle, Houston, LA, New Orleans, or a bunch of others. How are we going to decide which city to go to? And this is not a joke. This is a true story. They went with Detroit because of all the money Ford and Chrysler spent on NFL sponsorships. It was Detroit's and Ford and Chrysler's reward for all of the sponsorship money they spent on the NFL. I absolutely love that story. So other interesting thing about that, the head coach for Cincinnati was Forrest Gregg, and in this Super Bowl 16, 1982, he became the first NFL person to ever play in a Super Bowl and then be the head coach in a Super Bowl. I talked about Monday Night Football. Let's do one of those old Monday Night Football intros and take a look at that right now.
And it's fun trying to chase, not chase, but kind of conduct a train that's been running 100 miles an hour for many years. And you keep that train running 100 miles an hour, and it's been a great challenge for me over the years.
Steve Young's Super Bowl quest begins tonight. It's the Los Angeles Raiders against the San Francisco 49ers in the 25th season of ABC's Monday Night Football.
That's kind of become an outdated thing, these big, long intros for television shows and even sports. But when they were done right, like the way Monday Night Football used to do them, they were, man, I felt like I was getting ready to play. Put on a helmet, the shoulder pads, I'm ready to run through a wall for you, coach. 8.5, first Joe Montana Newsweek cover, January 25th, 1982. I know you've heard me say this a million times before. Joe Montana this week was on the cover, actually the same day, January 25th, 1982. He was on the cover of Time, Newsweek, and Sports Illustrated. He was the first athlete to ever do that. That's a nice grade for that issue. Really, really tough to find that. Okay, got 2 left here. Clearly, this is the wrestling one I talked about in the intro of this video here. This one, to me, might be the most interesting one in this whole box. I've never had this one graded before. Definitely an oddball publication, but it's very cool. And I can't wait to see the grade. Let's see what we got. That is much worse than what I thought. Oh, man, that's terrible. This doesn't look like a 5.5 to me. That is not... Oh, I would like to get through one unboxing video without having another slab for my Kraken press pile that is stacked so high to the ceiling in my office. It's like teetering over. I constantly have to push it back up against the wall because the slabs are so highly stacked it's about to fall over and crash on my floor. Wrestling Review. This is Hulk Hogan on the cover, also Junkyard Dog. Came out in October 1983. Now, this is the first time a copy of this has ever been graded, so automatically the top pop, big deal. I projected this at 7.0. That 5.5 looks way off, so maybe you may see this again in a future unboxing video. You may see it in a PSA slab. You never know. But Hulk Hogan, this was really, 1983, this era was really Hulk Hogan's coming out. So, of course, he was in Rocky II as Thunder Lips, and that came out in 1982, gave him a ton of visibility. Then in 1983, he was with AWA Wrestling and was supposed to win. The storyline was that he was going to win the title. Absolutely. Hulk Hogan's going to be our new champion, face of AWA Wrestling. He got into a dispute with the owner of AWA Wrestling around licensing for the name Hulk Hogan. Hulk's like, I'll split it with you. And the AWA guys, nope, I'm taking 100% of the Hulk Hogan licensing. And so he does his last match with AWA Wrestling in July 1983. In October 1983, this issue comes out. Then he signs with Vince McMahon and WWF 1 month after this issue comes out, and then in December 1983, he makes his WWF debut. So I like the fact that this is an issue from when he was like coming into his own. This is part of that story arc of building the superstar that ultimately became Hulk Hogan. But what is the best about this issue is that image of Hulk Hogan right there. And if you don't know, that is the same photo that was used in the very famous 1982 Wrestling All-Stars card. It was Hulk Hogan's kind of his first sports card, or considered his first sports card. In fact, let's take a look at it right here. So you can see that. Super collectible. One graded at PSA 9, just sold for 6 figures recently. I think that was at Heritage. This 1982 Wrestling All-Star card set has really come into its own after the last few years. I mean, a 6-figure wrestling card? It's crazy, but it's awesome. I love it. So there's the same exact photo that was used on that card, was used on the cover of this magazine. Just a great piece, and I love this. I don't love that 5.5. It sounds like that's another one for the crack and press pile. Okay, last one. Yeah, box is empty. Last one. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, packing slip right here. This always kind of is tells. If I make it, great. It tends to mean I'll have a good grade. If I miss it, it tends to mean that I'm going to have a bad grade. I always shoot it left-handed, so it's not easy. Kobe, I did nail it. Okay, so that means it's going to be a great grade on this one. This one's going to be a really good grade. Let's just take a look at it right now. Yeah, that's a good grade. That is a good grade for Christy Brinkley. And this is her second time as the cover appearance on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Came out on January 4th, 1980. There is one graded at 9.4. That's the top pop. I do own that one. There are now 5 graded at that beautiful 9.0. There are 9 graded at 8.5. I projected this at 8.5, so love that. Exceeded the projection. She was on 3 Sports Illustrated swimsuit covers in a row. 1979, 1980, 1981. I own all 4 at the top pop of 9.4. In fact, you know what? Give me a minute. Let's go grab those. We got to take a look at those. Hold on.
12 seconds later.
Okay, got them right here. Let's take a look at these. As long as we're reviewing that, let's show off some stuff that's even better than that. There's the 9.0. So let's go in order here. Here is her issue. This is her first cover appearance from 1979. You can see that graded at 9.4. Doesn't say Christy Brinkley first cover appearance. Also, this is in one of the old flimsy CGC slabs. This is number 2 from 1980, graded at that beautiful 9.4. Again, top pop from 1979, top pop from 1980, and then we wrap it up in 1981 with that beautiful 9.4 of Christy Brinkley, the only model to ever, or the first one I should say, to ever get a three-peat and on the cover 3 consecutive issues. I think it's fair. We call Christy Brinkley the swimsuit issue GOAT, probably. I think that's totally fair. So that's it for this unboxing video. Got to show off my top pops on the Christy Brinkley swimsuit issues. If you are interested in my comic and magazine cleaning and pressing service, you drop a comment here on YouTube. You find me on social media. Search CGC Sports Illustrated. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever other social media platforms are out there. I'm on there. Shoot me a DM. I'll give you all the details on my comic and magazine cleaning and pressing service. This is a pretty good box. A lot of fun. I need your ideas on what sort of content I should do while I'm waiting for the PSA slabs to roll in. You're the best. Thanks for watching.